Hey, what's going on with the YouTube? It's your boy Trending Ken back again with some news you can use, man. And today, before we even get into that, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man. Quit playing. Tap in with your player partner Trending Ken. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Drop in the comment section. Let's have dialogue about it if you don't want to subscribe. And then maybe you'll change your mind and come back and hit the subscribe button, man. Do something. It won't cost you nothing. Now today we got Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul, man. And I've been waiting on this fight for a minute. I became more of a fan of the hype than the actual fight because, you know, they get in there and they don't live up to the hype, man. So I've been hyped for this one. And if you've been following this channel for a minute, you see that I fell into the YouTube algorithm thing where I have to talk about what's going on with the latest news in hip hop just to get the wheels turning with this thing. But tonight, we're going to talk about the fight, man. Now, a lot of people don't want to give Jake Paul his credit. They think Tyron Woodley going to go in there and just run right over him. But if you watch the last fight that Jake Paul had against that other guy, that wrestler guy, Ben Askren, he knocked him out relatively fast. And if you go to his Instagram, you see highlights of video of him training and getting prepared for different fights. So he's not going in there unprepared. He actually got some skills under his belt. But would that be enough to handle Tyron Woodley? Now, if you know anything about me, then you know that UFC is my favorite sport. And we got Tyron Woodley, man, a decorated champion, man. He's a wrestler, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt, and he got boxing skills. And in my opinion, MMA fighters can take a harder punch than boxers because they use the 4-ounce gloves. But we're going to see how that work out tonight. Now, I already know what you're thinking, man. Go ahead and get to the results. I ain't going to hold you no longer, man. The main card was 5 fights, man. And the first fight was Tommy Fury and Anthony Taylor. Now, Tommy Fury, he's a boxer. And the Anthony Taylor guy, he's a mixed martial arts guy who's trying out boxing. And their fight was pretty competitive. I thought maybe it was going to be a lopsided type of thing, but it kind of was competitive. And we had Tommy Fury winning that fight. But the second fight, man, we had Ivan Baranchyk, and then we had the Montana Love guy. Now, for the first couple rounds, the Baranchyk guy was putting hands on that Love guy. I had him out there with deer feet and everything, and it was crazy. I actually thought the Montana Love guy was going to lose, but he was a bit of a sniper, man. He was throwing his punches, this, that, and the other, and as the rounds went on, he was putting him with the stanky leg and giving him trouble and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the 7th round, this boy Love break him down, man. 1 second to go in the round, bro. He ended up knocking him down, and the referee got him up for the count, but they stopped the fight, man. That was a competitive fight. I liked it, that fight, man. Now, the third fight was Du Bois and Casamano. These was heavyweights. They were some big boys. They got in there throwing heavy leather very fast, right? And Du Bois ended up catching Casamano and knocking him down within like the first minute. And it was all downhill after that. And eventually he knocked him down 2 more times in the first round, and the fight was over. Them was some big guys, man, and they was throwing real hard punches. And that's how it ended. Now, the 4th fight was a women's title fight. They both was champions in their respective weight classes, but they was fighting for a title in this weight class. And we had Serrano versus Mercado. It went all 10 rounds, and it was a unanimous decision for Serrano. I can't go play-by-play on that because the fight went pretty long, but I tell you, it wasn't Sharkeisha versus Shay fighting by the beauty salon where they was windmilling and pulling hair. These girls was actually fighting, and Serrano got the victory. Now, in the main event, we had Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley, man. For the first 3 rounds, Jake Paul was doing his thing. He was mixing it up real nice. And Tyron Woodley, he was doing his Tyron Woodley thing. If you followed him in the UFC, then you know he a one-punch guy. And that one punch didn't land until the 4th round where he hit Jake Paul, and Jake Paul almost fell through the ropes. And it looked eerily similar like somebody falling on their back at the crate challenge. But the fight went the whole 8 rounds, and Jake Paul ended up winning. It was pretty cool. I didn't really expect much of Tyron Woodley after I seen his opening, how he opened up and how it was going to be just like he was doing in the UFC. So I didn't think nothing different of that. He was a one-punch guy, and he didn't land that one punch too often. Jake Paul, who next for the guy? I don't know, man. He out here making fools look bad one way or another, man. But until then, it's your boy Trending Ken, man, and I'll be back with another video. So you need to go ahead and subscribe.